I never knew this about you before. But it so happens that you're 10 years older than me? So we can both agree that that makes you a super grandma now, right? Milani, that's not really the way you should be starting a conversation with me. The fact that I ran into you earlier today really shocked me. I had assumed you'd be a bit younger than you actually are. This means you're 7 years older than your brother, right? That's insane to me. Milani, what are you trying to say about me here? What? You're scaring me by asking what my true intentions are that way. Are you a little upset with me right now? Perhaps a little bit jealous? Jealous? Jealous of someone like you? Why would I ever be jealous of you, Milani? What do you have right now that I don't? Oh, please don't get that upset about the fact that I'm younger than you are and I'm about to get married. I'm sure that someday someone as unfortunate as you will be blessed with something great. I'm really not sure what all of this is about. I still don't understand why you think I'd be jealous of you, especially when I barely even know who you are. Besides that you're dating my little brother. Again, with this trying to act all tough about things when you're really screaming on the inside. I know that deep inside you're really wanting to get married right now, right? I'm sure that every single day you're thinking about it, craving it even. Aubrey, you're 40 years old now, and yet you're still single? There's no way that could be possible for a woman without some very good reasoning behind it. I'm not 40 years old. I happen to be 37, thank you very much. And right now, I happen to be more focused on my career than anything else in my life. The fact that you're even saying that leads me to believe you're never going to find yourself a man to make your husband. I feel so bad for stuck-up broads like you. I am so happy that I was blessed with never having to end up like you, making such a lame excuse as that. Could you please stop talking about me with such a terrible tone? You and I are going to become family very soon here, and I think it's best that we both begin to act nice around one another. So let's both set whatever it is we have against one another aside and make some steps towards being good sisters, so to speak. I honestly have no idea what you keep rambling on about there. This must be what people mean by older women always mumbling to themselves. And you are being so rude to me right now that I'm not quite sure what to even say back to you. By the way, you plan on coming to our wedding as well, right? What? I guess I do. It is my little brother's wedding after all, so I plan on being there. What do you suppose people will think when they see the groom's older sister, who happens to be 10 years older than myself, showing up at the wedding? What do you mean by that? I don't think anyone is going to care about that at all. Do you? I feel that Vincent might be very embarrassed by that, by his old hag of a sister showing up at his wedding. Well, you can stop thinking about how he or any of the other guests there might feel about it. Nobody is the kind of rude pile of trash that you happen to be. Especially my little brother. I understand what you're trying to get at here, though. It's pretty obvious to me that you really don't like anything about myself and you want to trick me into thinking everyone thinks the same way. But you're not going to trick me any because I know better than to bother with losers like you. And as for coming to the wedding, I'll be there. I'm the groom's older sister after all, and there is nothing that's going to stop me. Now, you can look forward to the lack of reactions from any of the guests to my appearance on the day of. It's gross that you think of yourself so highly. I really hope you think twice about coming, Aubrey. You might regret showing up there if you do end up coming. I believe it's only going to be you regretting anything if you keep that nasty attitude going around me. Your girlfriend, or well, I guess I should say fiancé, it doesn't seem that she's too fond of me being your big sister. Have you told her anything about what I do for a career?
I haven't said a thing yet. And why do you think she's not too fond of you? I didn't notice anything going on between the two of you when you both met earlier, so was there really something going on there? Did I miss something? Could it be because you didn't have a lot of makeup on?
I was kind of hoping that she would notice something about me then, especially considering she plays instruments herself. Are you certain that Milani actually plays anything or even knows much about music to begin with?
Well, she told me that she really loves playing different things, especially the piano. But...
Are you doubting her as well?
well, it's not that I'm doubting what she said or anything. I shouldn't be doubting the person I plan to marry, right? It's just that ever since she graduated from that music school, she's been dreaming of becoming a piano teacher. So, as her soon-to-be husband, I have to support her on that.
So you don't doubt her, yet there's something up with her? Well, I guess at the wedding I can just ask her in person about what's going on with her. I'd like to know what school she ended up graduating from as well, things like that.
I really don't want to get caught in the middle of any of that. So you can go ahead and talk to her about it whenever I'm not around. And I'll try my best to keep what you do as a career a secret from her for the time being. I have to consider her pride in all this after all.
Well, as long as not telling her doesn't lead to any trouble, then it's probably the best thing to do. All right, the next time I get the chance, I'll talk with her about her situation. I happen to be planning to put on a fun little performance for the wedding, so I was wondering if I could get your help with it. I hope you're really looking forward to helping me out. I get that you hate me for some reason or another, but you would never use my help as a way of making things between you and I worse, right? By, let's say, bullying me in front of everyone. I think since today is the day of your wedding, we should both just put our hands down and be relaxed with one another. No way. Did I ever say that I hate you, Aubrey? I just feel really sorry for such an old hag not having a husband or a future for herself yet. I'm not sure how you can give me all that crap just then, but say you don't hate me at all. I'm getting the feeling that you're going to try to embarrass me or something, so could you please just tell me the truth about your plan? And if you're still not willing to tell me, how about you just knock all that off and save it for later? Yeah. It's almost going to be your turn, so make sure you're ready for it and do your best. Excuse me? When I'm finished, I would like for you to play the piano. What? The piano? You didn't hear about any of this from Vincent? I happen to have graduated from a music academy, and I am very skilled in all sorts of instruments. I heard about that, but what does that have to do with anything? Well, I'm planning on becoming a piano teacher myself soon. And the reason for that is because I have a lot of confidence in my skill playing the piano. Is that right? And when it comes to you, you're a strong, independent old hag that can do anything for herself, right? So we'll see you play the piano today, right after I'm finished. Although I'm sure whatever you decide to try playing will be nowhere close to the actual music I'm able to produce, and everybody will get to see that. I see. So that's the game you're trying to play now? I'm pretty sure that neither myself or Vincent have ever told you about whether I can play the piano or not, right? You sure haven't told me a thing about that. But you seem to be so confident in being single in your old age, so let's see you play the piano with such confidence. And don't worry, if you can't actually play, then just tell everyone that. Or if that's too difficult for you to do with all that pride, I'll show them you can't play. I think that would be even more entertaining, don't you think? I already know that I'm levels above you, so this will be easy as cake for me. I was kind of wondering what all of this would be about. I guess you were planning on using the piano as a way to destroy the confidence I have in myself this whole time? Well, have no fear, because I'll be putting on the best performance I can. You will? Are you sure it's going to be considered your best by anyone here? I think it's better you just tell everyone how bad you are. It'll save all their ears from having to listen to the sounds of a dying cat. And another thing you should do before you get off the stage, as a little extra for me, you should thank me. Thank you for what? You should thank me for ever finding the courage to invite an old hag like you to my wedding. And you should be thankful that I'm asking for your help in this piano performance today. All right, like I said, I'll be trying my best. I can't wait to see your butt being embarrassed. Right after my beautifully performed piece, everyone is going to have to get an earful of pain from whatever crap you try to play on the piano. Oh, I'm so looking forward to the expression on your face afterwards. I have no plans of playing any crap for them. Don't worry about it. Anybody can play random keys on a piano, so you don't have to feel as though you're anything special. If you can't even do that, just signal me over and I can help show you how to sit on the bench. I'm just that kind of caring person after all. I see. Well, I'm looking forward to this performance. What the hell was that? Who do you think you are? What the hell just happened out there? I might not have mentioned this to you before, but I happen to be a professional pianist. What? A professional pianist? And not just a professional one, but a professional one that happens to be known worldwide. However, it seems that you've never heard of me before. Well, we sure showed all of your guests today the difference between your piano skills and mine when I came on stage right after you to play. And let me just say, I believe I'm the one who's levels above you. Shut the hell up! It's because of you that all of this... All of this... what? That all of this planning you had turned upside down? That every single one of your guests applauded me today and I became the star of your wedding? And because of that, you threw a fit and tried to hit me with the wedding cake, but instead you missed me, causing you to fall and land on said cake? And since you did that, your face, hair, dress, pretty much everything about you is all gross and a complete mess. And now the wedding is canceled? Tell me, which one of these things were you trying to blame me for? Screw you, you old hag! I'm blaming you for all of it! It's all your fault that all of that happened to me! The only reason the wedding has been canceled is because my brother had enough of your crap. But I really don't blame him for wanting to cancel the wedding. I mean, look at what you tried to do to his older sister. I'm sure it was hard for you to try and get him to think of you any other way after what all you'd done. Why is all of this happening right now? This is all completely strange. All I wanted was to have the best day of my life today at my wedding, and this is how things turned out? I'm not kidding when I say that everything that went wrong today was because of you. Really? And explain to me why it's all my fault. All I did today was what you asked for. You said you wanted to help with your piano performance, and so that's what I did. I walked on stage after you finished your piece, and then I played mine. You were the one that told me to play the piano, right? And I thought you wouldn't be able to play it. I just assumed you were some overconfident hag that needed to be taught a freaking lesson. Yet you happen to be some world-famous pianist? How the hell could that be the freaking case right now? And this is completely screwed up. Well, I'm sorry, but the truth is I'm a dang good pianist. And now that you know the full truth about who I am, I'd like to ask you a question. A question? You want to ask me a question? Did you really graduate from a music school? An academy, like you were saying before? Huh? Milani, I was a little doubtful about you before all of this, but if you really did graduate from a music school, which one was it? What kind, actually? Was it a public school or a private school? From what your mom was talking about a little bit ago, you happened to graduate from a public school. But where you're from, there is no public schooling for music. Not even any universities that offer music majors or minors. Am I missing something here? I never said I went somewhere near my hometown. Anywhere will do, right? And where I went to school has nothing to do with an old hag like you. But according to what I was told by Vincent, you didn't do well in school, did you? So could you please just tell me what school you went to so that I can stop asking you? Shut the frickin' hell up already! What the hell do you plan to do if I do tell you where I went? Why do you have to ask me questions like this when I've already been humiliated enough? Does it really frickin' matter to you that much where I went to school for music? Well, I suppose to myself it doesn't really matter. But had you really gone to school for music, especially for piano, it's a bit odd that you would have never heard about who I am there. What? What are you talking about now? Well, I am known for my music and skills worldwide, right? Yeah, you already said that to me. So what? Do you think I'm just supposed to know about every single person that's played the piano once I've graduated from school? Well, after hearing the performance I put on just then, you should have been well aware of who I am. But since you didn't seem to recognize me from that song alone, that must mean you're an amateur. However, as an amateur, you probably couldn't really tell what song I was playing or if it was any good or not. Are you really trying to say that I suck at playing the piano now? Well, from what I heard today out of you, it's not far off from me to say that you probably should just give up on playing. Do you understand that? There is no way my sister-in-law should be a pianist. Just no way. I never even heard from a single person before today that you'd even played the piano before. How come not a single soul told me about such important information before when I myself play the piano? Not even Vincent told me anything about you. And the reason for that is simple. Because you brag all the time about how you graduated from a music school. And you think that someday you'll open your own school and become a piano teacher. I had assumed with all that confidence in yourself and that dream, you would have known about me from just my name alone. Well, I don't care about you famous people. But even if you don't care about me enough to know my name, you should still be able to know my music. You're not a pianist, Milani, even if you think you can play the piano. Your timing on the keys was sloppy, and the notes you played were off by very large margins. Shut the actual hell up already, okay? Why the hell didn't you tell me any of this before I went out there? All you had to say to me was that you're a pianist. Well, I kind of forgot to say anything to you while you were running your mouth that whole time. Sorry? But honestly, nobody, including myself, wanted to tell you who I was because your pride would have been soiled. Vincent is a really kind soul, so he managed to play along with you so that you wouldn't get upset. But as for myself, I knew from the moment you started talking to me about the piano that you knew nothing. Huh? You knew I was lying? Wait, lying? I haven't been lying about anything. What kind of lie do you think I've been telling? I know that you want to say you graduated from a music school, but by just saying you graduated from one won't help you start a school. And even if you do find a way to start your own school, it will be open for only a short period of time because soon people will begin to realize you lied and will probably try and sue you over it. Do you understand what I'm saying? What? Sue? Sue me? Why would anyone want to sue me? Are you serious? You know why people would want to sue you over something like that. Plenty of families have their reasoning for wanting their children to learn an instrument from an early age. And plenty of those families want to send their kids to someone they can trust and keep around for a long time. If you start getting people that believe your lies to come to your classes, what do you think will happen when they realize they just paid a lot of money for a phony? Do you really think they're going to continue believing that you're a pro and that what you're teaching them is right? The music you played for everyone today is nothing compared to what someone who graduated from a music school can play. I'm telling you. I never thought that I'd be harassed this badly. You're a freaking old hag and are annoying as hell. I don't want to hear another word from your mouth about the things I do. Is that what you want? Then go ahead and do as you please. But don't expect any more support from Vincent on any of that. Huh? What do you mean by that now? Vincent has lost every bit of love he had for you today. Vincent has? There's no way in hell he stopped loving me. The way you acted today really embarrassed him as a man trying to marry you. You really did it today by acting like a spoiled little brat. Everyone's mouths were wide open after seeing what all you tried to do. Throwing your wedding cake at me, all because you couldn't handle the fact that I'm better at playing the piano than you? Do you have any idea just how embarrassed you made him feel today? It's because of everything you tried to do today that things ended up poorly for yourself. That's because you messed with me. Had you hit me in the face with that cake today, you would be facing a much harsher punishment than you already are. People would have really seen the kind of monster you are on the inside then. But I've already been punished more than enough today. I'm just as embarrassed as Vincent is, and for no good reason. I wasn't even thinking that I'd have to resort to throwing a cake in your face today. I was just hoping that when everyone heard you try to play the piano after my performance... You're jealous, aren't you? That's sad coming from someone who was calling me jealous a while back. I have nothing else to talk to you about. Honestly, I don't even want to be around someone as toxic as you anymore. Someone who thinks it's okay to become that jealous of someone and then act like a spoiled brat when their plan to humiliate doesn't go well. If you and Vincent do still end up getting married at some point, I want you to know that I am not related to you in any way. You already know we're going to get married, why wouldn't we? Today was my wedding day, and I know Vincent will come around to me. You may have ruined all of it for me, but that doesn't stop him and I from getting married. Back to blaming me for all of that again. Well, go ahead and keep thinking that. Not everyone on this planet was able to graduate elementary school. Have a great time dealing with Vincent later. Wait a second, Aubrey! What? I was just told by Vincent that he's put some more thought into him and I getting married. Is he being serious right now? What the hell are all of you trying to say I did today? I was just trying to be happy, nothing else. Hey now. Stop throwing a temper tantrum and listen. Were you not trying to start something with me today by bringing me out on stage and embarrassing me, all because I'm older than you and still single? I believe you were, and today showed everyone just how toxic and crazy you are. Do you understand that? Aubrey, what should I do about all of this? I thought that I'd finally be getting married today and ended up quitting my job. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now if the wedding doesn't happen and I don't get to marry Vincent. Can you please help me get back together with Vincent? Did you just manage to forget how freaking rude you've been to me all in a matter of seconds? That's kind of scary, and you might want to get that checked out. But let me tell you, you're a freaking brat, and I'm not going to help you out of your own mess. Don't say things like that about me. Aren't you and I both living in the same world together? I mean, you and I are both music artists. You should be wanting to help me because of that. Don't you dare start saying you and I are both music artists. I might be one, but all you are is a fraud who thinks they can one day scam people for their money by faking a pianist. I think the only thing left for you to do is to be real with yourself and say that you can't play the piano and should just find something else to do. Well, it's not like I'm going to be seeing you anymore after this, so who am I to say what you do next? Figure something out yourself. Goodbye forever, Milani. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to play my song to the sounds of a dying cat today, but at least you filled in for that part. In the end, Vincent told Milani that he no longer wanted to marry her, and that was the end of the relationship they had with each other. She also ended up being told by her family that she was an embarrassment to them all, and after they cut ties to her, she had no place to return home to. Milani was left losing her job, her fiancé, and her family all in a matter of days. At one point, she did go to Vincent after they broke up and told him that she never actually did graduate from any kind of music school, but that didn't get a reaction out of Vincent before he started to walk away from her for good. And I'm sure we can all understand what the reason for being silent and walking away was.